Hello, my name is Garrett May. I am a fourth-year architect major at Miami University, and this is a project I have called Constructable Furniture. Constructable Furniture was a project where I used Fusion 360 to design and then build a chair, making sure to first model it in the Fusion engine. I have a few case studies from my research before this project, and some of them lean to why I chose Fusion as the software. This first one is there's a numerous modeling tutorials on YouTube or just on Autodesk's website.
The same thing. This is a technique I use all the time for different shapes and applications. For example, the small reveal on the top edge of the base is done in almost the exact same way, except this time I use the box tool instead of cylinders.
So, as shown in this video, part of the reason I chose Fusion was it does allow for precise detailing, such as in this cabinet, it had that nice line right above the base. My next case study follows a music instrument made by WINTERGATAN, who made a marble-powered music instrument with over 2,000 marbles and has designed it fully into Fusion. In Fusion, it has over 3,000 parts. 1,000 or more of them are high quality, which is very rare in Fusion to do such large assemblies, seeing as they are harder to run on computers the more detailed you get. My next case study was I found a project using Fusion where they made drawer faces after creating a model in Fusion and then using CAM software that's integrated in Fusion to translate what needs cut into a CNC machine.
Hey guys, so a couple weeks ago I posted a video on Instagram carving this geometric drawer front. I got a bunch of questions on what software I use and how to set it up, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to make a quick and easy tutorial on modeling and setting up for 3D carves in Fusion 360.
So the premise of my project is to create a chair that is easy to assemble and disassemble for moving, so that would require it be made without the need for nails or screws. So a lot of that then comes down to focusing on wood joinery techniques. The process into that started with researching different types of wood joinery, and a lot of this was based on traditional Japanese woodworking architecture called Kumiki. So with that, then I had to research the different types of methods I would use. I ended up mostly going with lap joints, channel joints, and dowel butt joints. Some of the other ones shown here, such as like dovetail or the miter with wood spline, were ones I looked at. However, their complexity is above my level. So from there, I went in to design the project in a sketchbook, just approximating how big I would want this to be. From this, I also decided to put some electrical components into the chair, such as a light bulb and an outlet. There were some changes to from the original design, such as a desk that was not made due to time and knowledge limitations on my part, as well as some of the connections, such as the front. I at one point planned to do crossbars, however now have parallel bars. So then I started modeling this in Fusion, starting with the legs and the back, getting that to kind of make just the square box frame of it. And then I used the cut tools or sketches and cuts to create the channels for how I intended to put the seat into the chair, and then modeled kind of how that seat would show sitting there. I also then included armrests, and from here it then became just more details as a lot of the major components were put together. That was a lot of making holes into pieces and then putting basically a plug into it, so that dowel butt joinings. So with the back of the chair, I also had to attach that to the side of the arms on the back, just so that it could sit and have height and not sit down onto the chair seat. For additional support, I did make the sides out of a 1x6 and did the same process of modeling using cutting to cut in for the lap joints and then for the dowels that would go in to hold it all together. And then the end of it does come down to using crossbar members to make sure I have side-to-side stability in the front and back, not just along the sides. So the overall outcome in Fusion was this, and I was very happy with how the model turned out. It looked very well and helped me figure out exactly what I needed to do for this project. From there I started to build. This is the side pieces with the channels, the legs, and the armrests, and things didn't go perfectly. There are gaps. There were mistakes with the wrong pieces cut, with not having the right equipment to make nice, even, smooth cuts. However, I now know that is a lot due to my limitations and my knowledge on using such tools and methods. However, the overall construction came together pretty well, and the seat is stable and able to be used, with minor issues occurring from it. So the final outcome for me was a working chair with working electrical that fit and sat properly, and that I am able to take apart and put back together with ease. Overall, I'm happy with how the project turned out. Looking at it for the future though, thinking back to that third case study with CNC cutting, I believe if I had possibly used that or would use a CNC machine in the future, I could get a better, nicer looking chair with nicer cuts.